normally where Bull has something incredibly insightful to say. I wouldn't say that I necessarily have that to say right now, but if you have any questions and you don't have the ability to go on the mic tonight, I'll be watching out on the YouTube, Telegram, and Discord. So just type them and I will read them out to AJ for you.
Perfect. Thank you, LA. Yes, everybody, welcome. We are now live on YouTube. Again, this is EMP.Money. This is our live daily AMA and Detonator rollover event. Bull Gates is usually my co-host with the most, but today we have a guest co-host, LA. Great to have you. That's whose voice you just heard. She'll be here to help us, go through questions and help me unmute and basically keep everything under control because we all know I'm not the best YouTuber or live streamer. I'm just here to answer questions and continue to build EMP.Money. So, yeah, welcome everyone. If you are on YouTube, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Help us get our numbers up. Our engagement is looking really great. We're almost at 800 subscribers. So, help put us over that threshold today. So, all right, let me go ahead and pull up Detonator. I'll share my screen here, and we'll jump right in. Things are looking really, really good. All right, here she is. Detonator, our shining light, our 365% daily ROI contract built on top of our protocol, and it is becoming a monster. I posted yesterday, we broke 52,000 LP. That was about $3.3 million in the contract, already well over that in dollar value today, as ETH has come up just a little bit. But we're turning out to be one of the largest ROI contracts on the entire Binance Smart Chain. The fact that we have this much locked liquidity is really incredible, and we are still so early. Only 2,570 participants. I say only because we could easily get to 50,000 to 100,000 daily active users, and we're just poised for an amazing run here. So again, just to give everybody a little bit of a recap, we are EMP.Money. We are an algorithmic protocol that is pegged to the price of Ethereum. So 4,000 to 1, 4,000 EMP is equal to the price of 1 Ethereum. Just like Satoshis are to Bitcoin, EMP is to Ethereum, basically fractionalized ETH. So, and we're able to actually say that because we have about $17 million in liquidity. Half of that is actual BEP20 ETH. And again, is why we've had such great success is our deep liquidity and an amazing community. So this is the Detonator, our daily ROI contract. Essentially, you deposit LP tokens into the contract and you're rewarded with approximately 1% a day. That original deposit is locked, so you no longer have access to that capital, but you're rewarded over 365% throughout the life of the contract. So again, things are looking amazing. We already had a pretty substantial snipe today. We reward 1% of our total pool to the largest depositor of the day. We call those our snipers, and we reward 1% to a random lottery winner. Again, it's more of a giveaway than a lottery because it's a lossless lottery, meaning you get credit no matter what you deposit, but you get tickets on top of that, depending on how much you deposit or compound, and one of those tickets can win you up to 1% of the entire pool. So that today's prize is 515 LP. That's $33,697. So pretty substantial. And because of these rewards, we're able to incentivize our daily volume. And like I said, we already have a 200 LP snipe. We'll see if that holds up. as we get down to the wire here. Um, but everything is looking very healthy. Again, the pool balance has been growing day after day after day, and we are paying out. People are claiming, no problem. Again, we always suggest to compound more than you claim, because you'll actually ROI faster that way, because it builds your position. If you just straight claim every day, you actually dilute yourself. But either way, we're building an entire ecosystem here, and Detonator is proving to be pretty fantastic. So, um, yeah, I know. Usually I have Bull. LA, you want to add anything to about Detonator? Maybe some best strategies? We have about 5 minutes before the rollover.
Yeah, I did actually want to say one thing. I mentioned this the other day in the afternoon AMA. I just wanted to give some perspective kind of based on bag size. A lot of the time in the nighttime AMAs, we talk about like the 5-2 or the 6-1 strategy, but we don't always give perspective on like when you should start using that strategy. And a lot of the time we fail to mention that a lot of us actually just compound every day, and that if you actually have a smaller bag, it's not necessarily a good idea to start using those strategies immediately after you uh, deposit into the detonator, because you're going to be taking out really small amounts. So I just wanted to mention that kind of alongside those strategies, another strategy is a lot of us might compound every day for a month or 3 months or 6 months. So that's definitely an option as well that doesn't necessarily get mentioned as often, but I just wanted to throw that out there as well, that that's a great strategy as well alongside the 6-1 and 5-2.
Absolutely, LA. That's a great point. I know we get caught up on, everybody wanting to take profits responsibly. And again, the beauty of our system is that we have many avenues to take profit, that doesn't necessarily hurt the protocol. But absolutely, I mean, again, obviously, the best way to grow your bags, and the best thing for the contract, overall, is to just straight, compound. I mean, you can build some incredible wealth. That's the power of compound interest. Again, we're going to have a whole new UI. I have a little bit of updates on that, that I'll share in a few minutes. But we're hoping to have an actual compound interest calculator, integrated into the UI, and then you can really see the power of compounding. So, again, the point of, EMP and Detonator specifically, is to, reward the diamond handers, and transfer wealth from the inpatient to the patient. So those that are, again, good actors and focusing on building their LP positions will actually ROI faster, in the long run. So yeah, awesome point, LA. And again, LA has been doing some major, deep dives in our Medium articles. So if we don't get into, any of the specifics today on the AMA, make sure you check out, our Medium page, and a lot of what LA just said, in regards to Detonator, and a lot of our other, aspects of the platform are covered in depth, based on, ideal strategies. So, all right, we got 2 minutes. Let me look. I did want to show. So ticket counts. There you go. So Bull usually brings us up. We're under 6,000 tickets, today. You can see that right here. And usually it's about 7,000. So today's a great day to try to add a little bit extra, on deposits, because your odds are going to be a little bit better. So we've been fluctuating between 6,000 and 7,000 tickets a day. Boom, there you go. We just broke 6,000. So that's really, another metric that you can monitor, to support the game theory, of Detonator, and all the different ways to play the game, because it is a game. It's not an annuity, but we have developed it, to be the most, sustainable ROI contract, that we can possibly produce. So, all right, we have 1 minute. Good luck, everyone. Make sure you're compounding, getting credit for those last few tickets. And if you are the lottery winner today, we would love to hear from you live. So join us on the AMA, if you're around. So Here we go, 45 seconds. Let's see if that 200 snipe holds up. 2,572 participants in the contract. 30 seconds. 25 seconds. Good luck, everyone. 20 seconds.
Oh, I think I saw
15
304.
seconds. Did 304 come in? Yeah, we're lagging. Let's see. I think you're right. 10 seconds. Yep, there it is. 304. Is that going to hold up? 5 seconds. Amazing last minute snipe. 3, 2, 1, 0. Well, 304 would take it. Let me go ahead and refresh. I think
Who's the
304.
winner, AJ?
I think 304 did take it, right, Bull?
Ha!
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm in the car. I can't look.
All right, yeah, Joe. Anybody can
Yeah.
confirm? Sorry, guys, or LA. Yeah, I don't know if you're looking on
AJ,
chain. Yeah, go ahead, Joe.
we got multiple snipes coming in.
Wow.
301. Yeah. 230. 208. A whole bunch at
Holy,
the end.
holy hell! I just refreshed, and we
Look at
added,
that.
yeah, we added about 1,500 LP in the last 1 minute. Holy hell! Wow, awesome, Joe. So yeah, there was multiple snipes at the end. Incredible. So yeah, we'll post we have a spreadsheet going of all the last minute volume. Again, we're working on a video. You can check it on chain. And again, we can post that link immediately if you're in Telegram or Discord. But yeah, so you can see it for yourself. But my God, that's about $150,000 that entered the contract within the last, again, 1 minute. So our new pool balance for today is 52,976 LP. We may even see it break 53 with all the compounding here right after the rollover. So, wow, what an incredible
That is
day.
amazing.
Yes, LA, is that insane or what? New all-time high. Oh,
Crazy.
so crazy. And again, this is why the contract is just so bullish. And it is a game, and there's a lot to it. You don't want to get, obviously don't try to snipe with your rent money, but that have the bags can have an amazing come up. Again, I mean, even the winner at 3 or 4 LP, they had an instant profit of about, almost 10 grand. And that's why, the way the game theory is set up on this is just incredible because it drives traffic, it drives the daily volume, and it locks liquidity for the overall protocol, and why we've had such a killer time maintaining PEG and being above PEG for a record amount, and we're just showing why EMP is the new standard when it comes to algorithmic projects. So I want to stay here 1 more minute. We may be able to break 53,000 LP. 3 more LP. Let's see if we can do it. So yeah, LA, pretty amazing,
We're
huh?
so close. We're so close. We got to do it. Who's going
We
to
need
deposit 3 LP? 2. 2.2.
Yeah.
AJ,
Joe, you
everyone should
got
see a
us?
nice boost on their daily burst too. Went up quite a bit.
Yes. Yeah, Joe, you want to talk about that real fast? Please. That would be, yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So daily burst is basically just a fancy word for the rewards that you are guaranteed for the timer, the 24-hour timer. So if you compound right at the end or claim, you're going to have that daily burst. So if your daily burst is 1 LP, by the end of the timer, you'll have that 1 LP to either claim or compound. And that's kind of a complex formula. A lot of things go into it, but the things that improve your daily burst are going to be when you deposit LPs and when you compound and when other people deposit. So all the things that are good for the protocol are also good for you. If you claim more than you compound, you're going to see that daily burst go down. And that's why AJ said you could try to claim and get the money fast, but unfortunately, it's going to actually take you longer. So compounding more than claiming will make you ROI faster on your original principal. So definitely, It's not that we're just saying compound for the sake of it. It's actually good for your own bags.
Absolutely, well said, Joe. For sure, brother. And again, we daily burst is really the minimum amount that you're able to receive every day, and that's why it's difficult for us to give a true APR. Or again, oh, there it is, 53,000 LP. Amazing. Another all-time high by
Yes.
a mile. So, man, that is just so good to see. Let's all congratulations to all of you. If you're in Detonator, you're reaping the rewards, and if you're not, it's still so early that now would be a time. Again, not financial advice, but just to again follow up on what Joe said, the daily bursts are basically your minimum, or the guaranteed amount that you're getting every day. So that could be a little bit less than 1% a day. We focus on the 365% return rather than the daily amount. However, especially today with all this incredible volume, you're actually getting over 1% a day because there's instant reward. So again, this is why we cannot calculate an APR because we don't know how much volume is going to come in. But there is a 10% tax on deposits, and 6% of that is distributed amongst everybody that's already in Detonator as an instant reward. So, and that's why, again, it's so important. Yes, we have this incredibly large, giveaway every day, but the reason that we do that is to incentivize the volume because these ROI contracts, they die or slowly drain when there's no volume. So volume is king, and there's no slowing down in sight. So. And we do have a lot of levers we can pull as well in the background. Our treasury, as our treasury grows, we're actually able to import new capital into Detonator. Um, so that alone takes away the argument of, a Ponzi or Ponzi-onomics. And there is fresh capital entering that isn't from investors. And we have a multiplier that we're able to implement. So we have not had to implement the multiplier because the contract has been extremely healthy. But if we do see it starting to drain and we need, a new incentive, we're able to turn on the multiplier where, you would get a small bonus on fresh deposits. So say you deposit $100 worth of LP, you actually get credit for 105. And what this does is incentivize is a whole new wave of investment and keeps the contract healthy overall. So yeah, really, really looking great. And there's a Detonator. So congrats to all of you that are in it. LA, you want to add anything before we leave and pull up some announcements and questions?
Yeah, definitely. I just wanted to say, and I've said this before, but when I first joined Detonator, like quite often, I would mostly just earn very close to what my daily burst was. Like sometimes a little bit over, but most of the time just pretty on par with the daily burst. But the last 3 weeks or so, month or so, my daily rewards keep going up and up and up. And yesterday, actually, it was the highest it's ever been. And I think that, based on history of the last few weeks and how it's gradually been raising and raising and raising, we can see that as we get more users, those numbers of those daily rewards are going to keep going up because as we get more users and those snipes start getting bigger, people who are depositing 100, 200 LP might think, okay, well, this is just not big enough anymore to win the snipe. So it doesn't matter what time of the day I deposit in. Let me deposit in the morning so I can be earning on it all day long instead of waiting until the very end of the day. And so actually everybody's earning on it all day long. And our rewards are higher right before the rollover. And so when there's more users, there's more deposits. Yes, our share of the pool goes down, but it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger the last few weeks. So it's pretty awesome to see. And it's wicked that our daily bursts are going up because a lot of people were complaining about that for a while. So hopefully the opposite will happen, and everyone's bragging about it in the chat today. So
I love it. Yes, absolutely. And LA, that's an incredible point. Again, those of you that maybe didn't hear what LA just said, make sure you go back and listen to the AMA. But the fact that, again, as we grow and people aren't going to be, you'd have to be a multi-millionaire, to compete with, the largest deposit. Really, it boils down to what we saw today, where there's going to be a lot more smaller deposits that are going to try to get the snipe. And the idea is that the volume of those smaller deposits actually outweigh anybody that would try to have, a large 600 LP snipe. So, and again, on the flip side of that, those that just want to participate in the contract and start earning, they don't necessarily have to compete for the largest depositor. They just want to get in, and we're seeing that happen as well with a lot more volume during the day. And again, no matter what, I think people get caught up a little bit too much in like compounding at the very last second to really capitalize on all the instant rewards. But remember, even if you're not there to compound the instant rewards, that gets rolled over back into the pool. So that's another reason why we're seeing the daily burst go up, is because those rewards are still being applied to the pool, even if you're not able to compound at the very last moment. So, all right, awesome. I think that wraps up a lot of detonator questions. I'm happy to dive in a little bit more. Joe, anything else you want to add about detonator?
Yeah, good
Yeah,
point
I
about
want.
you don't have
Oh
to
yeah, and
squeeze
Charlie.
it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, Joe. You first, and then
You
Charlie. Go ahead.
you don't have to squeeze all that juice out of the lemon to make lemonade. Even if you do it an hour before the rollover, you're still at 96% of your daily burst. So again, you don't lose it. It just you delay it, but at 96%, I mean, you're there. So don't worry if the time's off. I know it's not convenient for everybody, but even say like 3 hours ahead of time, you're still over 85%. So it's still worthwhile to consider doing if you haven't already. And then the tax confuses people a little bit. Don't worry about the tax because your daily burst already is calculated and nets out the tax. But here's the nice kicker. Say you earn one LP as your daily burst, just using an even number. If you go and compound that, well, now you're going to get a 20% boost on that one LP because there's no tax on compounding. So you actually get more added into your deposit, and that 20% plus your original gets an ROI of 365. So it's like a win-win on the compound.
Absolutely, great point. Charlie, go ahead, brother. You there?
Yeah. How are you doing?
Good, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks. I just want to add a little something because I'm checking data, but I don't do that for doxing people because I don't care. But
For
just to
sure.
let you know that we have a back-to-back snipe from the same wallet. And by that, why I bring that, it's because yesterday was the 600, right? So the dude put the all-time high snipe 600. He won the lottery, so he has a big bag already inside Detonator. But I guess he's more bullish than anything, and it's not because he had like, I don't know, 100K or whatever that he's going to claim. Is going to snipe again, and I'm sure this dude gonna compound or have the health of the protocol in check. He doesn't want to claim or withdraw or whatever, do bad for the system despite winning 30K or 35K yesterday. And I think we find people who are bullish, more bullish every day. And that's why I'm telling that. And so this dude deposit like 800, no, 900 in 2 days of LP inside Detonator for the health of the contract. And yeah, he got lucky today, maybe not, but he outsniped the 301 by not by much.
Yeah, no doubt, Charlie. That is bullish, brother. So again, I didn't even realize it was about to pass winter. I haven't looked yet. But that's really good. So and the reason, again, on top of everything Charlie just said, is that not only is that an amazing amount of LP that's now locked into the protocol, but one thing again I didn't mention earlier is if you do win the largest depositor or the random lottery, that is applied to the back end of your LPs, meaning it's automatically compounded for you, and you're not able to take that and dump on the community. A lot of other lottery prizes work that way, and it really is a downside. And by doing this, though, we also reward the investor by allowing them to actually 365% on their winnings. So, and what another insurance policy that we have is the whale tax. So, if somebody does try to, snipe on multiple days, great for them. That's amazing. Not only for us as a community, and the rewards that are guaranteed, but it's great for them as an investor, because they're getting that large deposit prize. But on top of all that, there's a whale tax. So, they're not able to accumulate a large percentage of the pool, and then have a disproportionate advantage because for every 1% of the protocol that you own, there's an additional tax that's implemented. And again, this tax is not based on what you're actually able to earn. It's based on the time. So it makes it way more sustainable because they're not able to claim their full amount in a short amount of time. It extends the ROI time on whales. So again, we've done a lot of calculations and math and research on what has worked for other protocols and what has not worked for other protocols. And again, I think we're hitting our stride here finally. It's been day after day after day of insane growth, and the larger this pool balance grows, the bigger the billboard of potential investment becomes. So yeah, I'm extremely bullish. So all right, let me go ahead and pull up my desktop, and we'll go into questions. Give me 1 minute. All right. All right, we're looking good. So let me give a few updates, and then LA, if you can help me take some questions, that'd be great. So I know I've teased our announcement of our sister project on Pulse Chain. I was hoping to have it live by yesterday or today. Um, we have some last minute issues transferring the domain actually. So I don't want to again announce it and give scammers an opportunity to put up fake sites or um, fake telegrams. So bear with us one more day. Again, hopefully by Monday of this week, we'll be able to announce all of our socials and our website for the new Pulse Chain project. Remember, this is not us going live. This is just to start building the brand awareness and getting people hype for the actual launch. So, yeah, that should be coming. I will do a 24-hour countdown. We have an awesome trailer as well. For those of you that saw our UI trailer and knew how awesome that was, we have another announcement trailer for this Pulse Chain project specifically. So we'll do a live release of that, and that's when all of our socials will be officially live, and you can start spreading the word substantially. So, and then again, I'll be releasing more info in regards to the economics, our rollout plan, how EMP is going to benefit directly from this new project, but one step at a time. So, but nonetheless, extremely exciting and bullish for both ecosystems. So yeah, that's my main alpha for today. I had a bunch of meetings today with other Tomb protocols, Tomb fork protocols or Algo projects that have been showing a lot of promise. on other chains, some of which you guys know, some of which you may not know, but some really exciting stuff in the background of how, the the forks that are left, how we can support each other and continue to build, entire ecosystems around competent developers and people that are here for the long run, not scammers or devs that are going to rug pull. So that was some really promising stuff today, as well as future use cases for EMP. So again, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too soon, but we're working on some really awesome stuff, and yeah, we're excited. So again, we're in the building stage. I know, I think I'm giving a lot of great updates. Maybe nothing earth-shattering yet, but over the next few weeks and months, we'll have some really killer stuff that we'll be able to unleash. And in the meantime, we're just continuing to build in the background. So yeah, those were the two big alpha for today, quote unquote. So yeah, like, we can jump right into questions. Anything you want to add real fast before we get started?
For now, let's just jump into the questions. But I'm super pumped for all those announcements about the new project on Monday. That's going to be so exciting.
For sure. Yes, I agree.
So we did have one question in the Telegram about the new project, but I'm going to save that for you to discuss on Monday, obviously, because it was pretty much like wanting you to reveal things that you're not ready to reveal yet. So we're going to skip that one for now.
All right, perfect. Yep.
But we have a couple on Telegram. So the first one is from, actually, he has three questions. Temasito. He said, can we get a single staking liquidity pool for EMP alone? We could earn ESHARES, allows more to be done with EMP while utility is being built.
Yeah, so that's an awesome question. I know this has been brought up a few times, but we haven't talked about it in a while. So, again, everybody loves to have that single staking pool, but really that does absolutely nothing for the protocol, and it's actually a leech on the protocol, and it's what a lot of other projects do. That is kind of a negative in my opinion. I think that we've done a better job at implementing the same sort of idea through nodes. But and again, to back up a little bit, so the whole idea of the LP farms is to incentivize good behavior. So we incentivize LP providers by issuing e-shares, and so the main thing is providing EMP ETH LP. That's king. That's what we want deep liquidity in, and so that's why the majority of the share rewards go to that pool. Now, the other thing we want to incentivize is the BNB eShare LP because, again, the more liquidity in that, the better for the protocol, and so we incentivize that. Now, just incentivizing a single staking, although it locks up EMP, so it's not being dumped on the market, it's basically bleeding eShares, and we already have a very small emission rate of eShares as it is. So, in my opinion, and again, why we've been successful, is that we didn't need to have that. I think that the single staking pools are very, very important in the very beginning of the protocol, when the pegs are low, or all over the place, and the liquidity is low. I know again, with our our idea and the senior circus, we had in the very beginning we had an issue with a team member. It created a lot of FUD, and our peg suffered heavily. And we were able to use that single staking pool to really lower the overall liquidity of the entire protocol and get back to peg immediately. So I think that again, our liquidity is way too big for that now, and there wouldn't be a reason to do that now. So that's one of the reasons why, we are not interested in a single asset staking pool. Now, that being said, we do have other ways. Again, I mentioned nodes, but we are working on another type of contract that accomplishes the same thing, where you can earn under EMP without having to dump it, but it probably will not reward you in eShare. It'll reward you in another token. Again, I don't want to give away too much alpha, but the whole idea is that we make it more valuable to hold EMP or eShare than actually selling it, and that plays into the next contract, or one of the next contracts. So yeah, does that make sense, LA?
Definitely, yeah. And he also wanted to know if we could get a liquidity pool for EMP grape pair.
All right, so yeah, there's another maybe some alpha. We love grape, and that may or may not have been one of the meetings I had earlier today. So I'll leave it at that. But the short answer is no, but the long answer is stay tuned. So
Ooh, that's exciting. And then the last one is, could the team consider a Fiat on-ramp? That way many people wouldn't have to bridge to get into the ecosystem.
yeah, so again, that's another awesome question. We have been in touch with a few Fiat on-ramping services. We're not able to do that internally because we have to get a lot more licenses to do that. Again, as it is, we're not a security. All of the liquidity is user provided liquidity, meaning we never had a pre-sale. Everything was fair launch. All we did was launch code on the internet. So we developed kind of an economy, not necessarily a security. But that being said, you have to have a money handler's license. There's a lot more licensing with on-ramping, and we're not interested in that at the moment. But we have reached out to some third-party providers. There's a lot in the space that are well respected and very safe. The issue is it takes about 50 grand to buy the licensing agreement from them. And, the treasury is healthy and we can afford it, but we want to make sure that we, again, are good at budgeting what expenses we have. So yeah, I think a fiat gateway is definitely on the roadmap, but it might be a few more months before that happens. So.
Cool. Awesome.
Yep, and it would be, just to clarify, it would be a third party. So we would partner with someone to provide that under the EMP brand, but it would probably be either a external link or just another way to make things easier. But yeah, go ahead, LA. Sorry. Yeah,
There's some more Discord questions, but there was a couple people who had their hands up, so I'm going to see if they want to.
sure, good.
Kevin, I know your hand had been up before. I'm not sure if you're still wanting to speak, but I unmuted you if you want to ask your question.
Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Kevin, go ahead, brother.
Hello, guys. How you doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. I won't waste too much of your guys' time, but I've been here for a while, and I wanted to basically just say really appreciate the opportunity, and just wanted to say thanks, basically.
Yeah, brother. No, you never waste the time, bro. I love having people come on and yeah, man. How long have you been in the protocol and how did you hear about us?
I actually heard from Mike, Crypto Mike. I was kind of following him a little bit, and
Nice.
I was kind of looking around to go into something. I'm fairly a noob basically to all this stuff, and I come across you guys, and I just thought it was great that you guys seemed like really transparent, so I ended up choosing you guys and investing, and I was fortunate enough to win once the detonator as far as amount for the day.
Awesome,
And
man. Hell yeah.
yeah, and I just it's just it's awesome. I just hope it lasts a long time, and I'm trying to do my part. I'm sure everything's not perfect, but I'm trying to keep everything going, and I hope this lasts a long time for everybody's sake. And I just wanted to come on and say thanks. I don't really talk too much, but
Well, yeah, brother. No, I appreciate you coming on and again, man, that means a lot. Thank you for being here and congrats to you for taking the dive in. I know Bull talked about analysis paralysis. A lot of, especially noobs, EMP is kind of overwhelming for them. So the fact that you
Yeah.
learned it and jumped in, I'm sure that the academy helped you. I mean, did you go through the academy and all that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I did that before I even put money in. That was the first on my list. It was short. It was kind of basically right after the academy come out. I joined. Like I said, the transparency. Like nobody else has done that. That I know of. And like your video that's later, obviously though.
For
That
sure.
interview, you did. I mean, just amazing. I appreciate the honesty. Which is hard in this space where people are decent.
Yeah, Kev, no
So.
doubt, brother. Well, thanks, man. Great to hear from you, my friend, and hopefully you'll join us in some future AMAs.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right, you too, Kevin. Thank you, sir.
All right, bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. All right, awesome. There you go. Again, this community, it's amazing. I love it. We do seem like we have, and I think it's a good thing, that we have a lot of new crypto users. Again, I say noob, as a term of endearment. But yeah, I mean, I think that really, for me, that's really part of the, vision of what we have here at EMP. Not only that I want to, put the pieces together for an incredible protocol, but it's also about making everybody else a better DeFi user. I mean, the fact that you're here, the knowledge that we give, for free. Again, if I had that when I first got started, it would be a blessing. And so I hope that we're providing that for a lot of people. And this is like the 1% of the 1%. So again, we're on the cutting edge of DeFi with EMP. So if you're here and you're understanding the protocol and you're participating, you're setting yourself up for some incredible success in the next bull run and, as the protocol continues to grow and expand. So, all right, awesome. LA, I know you have a lot more.
Hey, AJ,
Oh, yeah,
AJ.
yeah, go ahead, Bull. Bull's here. Hey, Bull, go
Hey,
ahead. Yeah.
yeah, I'm in a really rural area, but I wanted to just chime in on something on the new users that, I think is a really powerful, there's a deer out there, is a really powerful thing, especially for the new users and important for people that are here. And our community is an incredible burn. And, just starting out, you're able to have access to all these tools so you don't have all the bad habits that every one of us start with in crypto that you end up taking off. So the great thing about this community, everybody is willingly sharing everything to help you be a better crypto investor. And, because your success is their success. So I would just encourage everybody to take advantage of it. Don't be bashful if you're brand new. Ask the questions.
Oh, we lost him. Oh,
Oh,
there you go. Go ahead,
I,
Bull. Yep.
uh,
Yep.
I might have hit mute. Sorry. What was the last thing I said?
Yeah, no, we heard pretty much
Ask the
everything.
questions.
Yep, ask questions. There you go. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So everybody should be asking questions because this is the great opportunity to be at square one or step one, whatever you want to call it, and have access to the tools here to build a better investor and build a better you. And you're not gonna have to pay to learn these lessons by losing your investment. So everybody take advantage of the academy, take advantage of these AMAs, take advantage of all the people in the community that willingly share all everything they've learned, the years of work that they put in. They give you that for free. So I can't stress it enough. Please take advantage of the opportunity to utilize all the tools here at your disposal and start with step one at building like just an incredible badass investor that has all these tools and is incredibly fortunate, to be here with that opportunity.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Bull. I love it. Yeah, for sure, bro. Oh,
I just wanted to say also, like, just from my own personal experience, like I've never in my life been in an environment where I could learn so much so fast. Like I was just thinking about it 2 months ago. I knew nothing about crypto, like not a damn thing. And now I know enough that I'm writing articles for an entire community to read. Like I've been able to learn that much in under 2 months. Like it's incredible. And it's just from attending these calls every single night. And so there's no other community out there who's doing this, who has this free academy, who's doing these calls every night. And the amount that you can learn in such a quick time, and if you follow the strategies that are laid out, like just point blank for you, like it's a roadmap, you just follow it and you make money every single day while you're asleep, while you're awake. It's just rolling in all the time. And it's incredible. It really is. Like, it's almost too easy if you just follow the strategy, and you just learn so much. And it's the most positive environment. It's pretty damn cool being around here.
No doubt, LA. I got a giant smile on my face from that. And I mean, again, I know I kind of talk about the philosophy a lot. It's like, there are things in life that add value that aren't necessarily, monetary based. And I think you just hit the nail on the head. It's like, we can provide value without it directly, relating to dollars and cents. And again, through our community and our education, I think that's been proven. I mean, even if you're here, as a team member, I can never say, invest in the project. I can't give financial advice. So even if you're just here and not investing, like Yellow said, if you're showing up to the AMAs every night, this is a free college level education on DeFi just from hanging out. So it gets me really excited, and that's really a big part of why I wanted to do this. Not only is it building this community and offering some incredible opportunities, but the education piece is really, really important to me. And on a personal level, that's why I put in, 21-hour days, and, I show up every day for the AMAs. And, it's just, again, not everything in life is monetary. Again, that definitely helps. And I've had some incredible success in crypto. There's nothing else like it. The opportunity that we have right now is putting traditional finance on its head. I know I mentioned it yesterday. I get DMs all the time. It's like, that they think we're doing some sort of voodoo magic with how the yields are produced. But that's just because people are not used to having the control. I mean, this is what the government and the Federal Reserve, this sort of is what they do to us, and they reap all the benefits. Well, we're applying it to the blockchain, so all of us can reap the benefits, and that's really, really exciting. So, all right, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent there, but go ahead, LA.
We've got Don Mack on deck next. If you want to ask your question, Don.
Yeah, Don, how are you,
Hey,
brother?
I'm good, AJ, and you?
Good, man, good. Good to hear your voice, brother. What's up?
Yeah, same here. Um, so two things. One is I was just looking on the Telegram channel, and I don't see it pinned, but and so if it's there, forgive me, but I think it would be a good idea to have a page that had like the Medium, address, the YouTube address, the Academy address, all in one place.
Yes.
That maybe even is on a bot that repeats every hour or something, because that's critical to our growth, and it's critical to our members learning,
Yes,
really
brother.
being up to speed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great
So
suggestion. I know we do have an automatic pop-up when somebody signs up into Telegram, part of their
okay.
what's the
Yeah.
right word? Like the vetting process to make sure they're not a bot.
Yeah.
Um
Yes.
there. I think Charlie just posted what pops up. But yeah, I love the idea of an automated bot that maybe posts that, every 20 minutes or so. So LA, can you make a note of that for me? I don't know if BSC will. He's our Telegram bot expert. So maybe he can do something like that for us. But yeah, great suggestion, Don, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll write that
because I had
down.
to I had to search for the Medium, the most recent Medium article, and I mean, I did it, but somebody who's new, who doesn't know that it exists,
Yes.
Throw it in their face a lot is, it's a good idea.
Yeah, I
So
could not
anyway,
agree. No, I could not agree more, brother. That's a great feedback. Again, I always love constructive criticism. And yeah, bro, and we are gonna have, I know a big deal is getting the Magic vaults on our auto vaults and having an actual link to the Medium on the website itself. Both of those will
yeah,
be coming, and I think it's a very big missed opportunity. We just don't want to we don't want to update the current website because we're really close with the new UI,
yeah,
and it just
yeah.
it bridges all of our resources when we're gonna do it anyway. So yeah, brother. But no, those are great suggestions. Yeah.
And another one, since you brought up Magic,
Yeah.
it would be nice to have a short video for how to get into Magic, because it took me a little while, and I've been on Beefy, and know how to navigate there. But again, just making it easy for the newest of noobs.
Agreed, bro. 100%. I know Kirk. Is Kirk on today? That's there's some homework for you, Kirk. I don't know if you're on, but yeah, if you could do a video, that'd be great. We'll have that on his YouTube and drive traffic.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
perfect.
So okay, so here's another one. So I know you talked in the beginning about the last few minutes and so you got the daily burst, then you've got daily rewards. And before I used to claim, or I used to compound at like a quarter till, and then I'd see all these snipes come in, and it looks like daily rewards. Now maybe I'm wrong, but it looks like daily rewards just really jump high once those snipes come in. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's twofold. So you are going to get instant rewards from those daily snipes, but it's literally almost impossible to compound or claim those um, before the actual rollover stops. However, all of those rewards are still applied, and they're automatically rolled over into the pool when it does, because, say 95% of those rewards were not
Yeah.
able to be claimed. So that's why we see a big spike in rewards, because those are rewards that are entering the pool from the rollover without that being new volume in the contract. Because again, if new volume comes in, it dilutes your share as well. But if it's just rollover rewards, that's why we see, the daily burst getting better no matter what. So yeah, that's a great observation.
So it's not, because in my mind I'm looking to squeeze money out of the deal.
For sure.
It's really not then advantageous. Like I waited till like 30 seconds, and then and then I compounded, and it looked like my daily rewards went up. So is that really what's happening? Or, and somebody said, oh, you could do it an hour before, but
Yeah.
is there no advantage to doing what I did at 30 seconds till the end of the period?
Yeah, go ahead, Couch. You want to talk? Go ahead, Couch. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, bro.
Hey, Don, how are you, sir?
Yeah, really good, Couch. Nice to hear you.
Good. Hey,
Lay it on me.
Yeah, I used to do what you are saying.
Yes.
But it's like gambling, because
Right.
it's like gambling because it's if the system if your transaction is rejected, you will lose everything. So your compound will be to zero. But what I do, honest to God, it is like I compound like a 750, like 10 minutes before the detonator due date. And then if I see like yesterday a huge snipe at 600, and and the clock it is like 30 seconds or something, I might compound to try to squeeze that money out. But I don't know. It's like gambling, you know. If the system goes
Right.
up, everything goes up, you are good to go. But it's fail, you are going to lose it, you know, your daily of compound. So the best
Well,
advice,
but it's still going to just throw it off into the future, right?
well, remember into the future, yes. But as AJ told you, once the rollover it is, so all the new money is in, so it get diluted. Your percentage of the share will be practically, yeah, it is
I got it.
there, it's there, but your percentage of the share will be, I don't know, a little bit
Less.
less because there's more money in it. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
you can take it's like gambling. My recommendation:
Yeah.
be
Just
always
do
on the
10 minutes.
safe, be always on the safe zone, on the safe side of this shit.
Got it.
750, no problem to compound, no problem on transaction. 7:55 p.m. up, man, it's like huge traffic jam. Imagine yourself getting out of New York City Friday at 3 p.m. in the morning, or leaving
Yeah.
Thursday at 2 a.m. in the morning. It's up to you, you know. So,
You just
we,
never know when that traffic will stop you
uh,
from getting where you want to go on
yeah,
time.
yeah. So maybe, I don't know how you said that in English, but maybe your your stew is going to be expensive than the chicken. I don't know how you say that in English.
Yeah. I like
You
I'd
that.
know,
have to.
so
That's it. Yeah. That works, Couch.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you will try to get more money and then you will lose more money, try to get more money. Maybe your stew is going to
Yeah.
be expensive than the chickens. I don't know. You know. So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
All
no
right.
doubt.
Great, Couch.
And I would agree with Couch 100%. And this is all dependent on the size of your bag as well. I mean, if you
Yeah.
have,
Oh, right.
if you only have like, 10 LP or less, then you're gonna get eaten alive by gas fees. So,
Yeah.
you're better off to just at least compound once. Do it earlier when there's not a lot of congestion. So then
Okay.
again, you're not, because the more congestion, the higher the gas limit. I mean, the gas limit is always
Yep.
there, but again, the limit is how much you're willing to go
The
up
most.
to.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You
So,
you
yeah,
gotta be prepared to pay
yeah,
that much because
exactly. Yep,
it
yep.
could happen.
Yep, absolutely,
Okay.
Don. So yeah, you get it, brother. And again, I mean, in the
Yeah.
grand scheme of things, if you do miss that last, 30 seconds of compounding, I mean, over the long run, you're gonna get it
Yeah.
eventually anyway. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I get it, bro. It's about getting all min maxing. I hear you, bro. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right, but I don't want to lose trying to do that. And it is
yeah.
like Couch says, it is gambling. I think we could call you Coach Money as well, Couch.
I like that. There you go. Yeah.
Coach Money.
Oh man, you know, Bull told me Bull. Yeah, Bull and I we spoke pretty much every other night or whatever, and he told me that I should change my name from Couch Money now to House Money because EMP, yeah,
Yeah.
EMP was able to change from Couch Money to House Money now. So
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good one
I
too.
appreciate. But Don and I we have been talking offline quite a bit. So
Yeah.
yeah. So thank you, Don. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. And
he's
hope you're
good.
doing good, man. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, everything is good. I hope Ethereum goes up again.
Yeah, bro, you and I both.
Man,
Hey,
just
all of
matter of
us.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
just matter.
Only a matter of
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
yeah,
couch.
just matter of time. Yeah, when Ethereum is bad at 3,500, 3,600, 4,000, man, you are going to be rich. You know, so yeah,
Yeah,
it's just matter of time. You know, kick the can down the
yeah,
road, hang in there. That's what I love about EMP. I love the respect to Ethereum. I told AJ
yeah.
like a week ago, whoever decide that is a mastermind and happens to be is AJ though. Thank you, AJ.
Yeah, couch. Oh, no doubt, brother. No, we
All right.
all the stars are aligning for sure. So yeah, Don. Anything else, brother? While we have you, or yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
thanks. Love you guys. All right.
All right.
Have a good night.
You too, brother. Always happy to have
Bye,
you
bye.
on, man. Thanks, bro. All
Yeah,
right.
glad to be here. Thanks.
All right. Awesome. LA, we got others coming up. Go ahead. Yeah. Or you want to add
We
to
do,
that?
we do.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to add something before the next boardroom print.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention just something that we haven't spoken about in a little while, just to kind of use as a little reminder. Just for everyone in the community, there's so many people in our community who just make such a big difference. I think that's literally the best part of EMP, like literally the people in it. It's what makes us all want to be around all the time and be on Telegram and be on Discord and everything. And so I just wanted to say, like, each individual, like, your actions do count. So no matter how big or small your bag is, no matter how long you've been in the community, whether it's one day, whether it's since the project started, your actions count. So every time you are on the Telegram channel, on the Discord channel, and you're helping someone else get their answers to their questions, and you help them figure something out, your actions, they count. Every time you're just being a super positive influence on the community, your actions count. Every time you're following the systems and you're encouraging other people to follow the systems, your actions count. And so I know that it can be really easy to just have the mentality that, like, oh, if I'm just selling like $50 or $100 or $500 of EMP, like, oh, that won't make a big difference. Like, it's not like I'm selling $10,000. That's not going to influence the peg. But I just wanted to remind you, like, your actions count. So if 100 or 500 people all have the same mentality that it won't make a big difference if they're selling $100, then it is going to make a big difference. And if you're thinking that, probably a whole bunch of other people are thinking that too. And that's actually what makes the biggest difference. So it's not always about what you're doing when other people are watching. It's what you're doing when nobody's watching that actually makes the biggest difference. And the best part of this community is the people. And so the best part of it is that we all get to win together, and all of our actions count. So I just wanted to say that, because I noticed there's like a ton of just like small $100, $500 sells today. And it's probably just like a ton of zaps and stuff of just people who feel like their actions don't count. So I just wanted to just give that little reminder.
So true, LA, man. Bull, you have a run for your money, Bull. I think we need LA to be the new co-pilot here. But no,
Yeah, so yeah, I'm agree with that. Also, Ellie have a sexier voice than Bull Gay. So Bull, I think you be replaced, man.
I agree. Yeah, the voice helps too, for sure.
Oh, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah.
I agree as well.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no way I could handle the pressure of coming up with something to say every night like he has. He always
That's
has
true.
something genius to say.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. Bull still has the
Shit.
analogy crown. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Infinite wisdom he has.
Sorry, guys. I try to get rid of Bull, but sorry, guys. I try.
Yeah, no doubt, Gouge. Yeah, LA.
All good.
Yeah,
You
no.
all.
Yeah, we still love you. We still love you, Bull. So yeah, LA, I agree 100%. And that's why we have our VIP group as well. Um, we are going to be doing kind of a another round of invites, as well as cleaning house in VIP. And again, it's not to sell shame anybody. It's not to create some sort of centralized regime. It's about to reward those that actually do exactly what LA said. When you're participating in the protocol, like nobody is watching, and you're still making the right moves and the right decisions, that is the kind of person that I want to reward the most. And so that's why we've created the VIP group. Again, we'll open that up soon, before the Pulse sister project is live, so everybody has the opportunity to submit their wallet. And again, they'll have first access, because really at the end of the day, it's about reinforcing what is actually better for you as the investor. I mean, again, I know we talk about it all the time, but the reason that we say the things that we do is not only is it much healthier for the protocol, but it's also the best thing you can do from an investment standpoint. I mean, no other protocol offers that, and that's why, again, EMP is so different. So yeah, great words of advice, LA. You're on fire tonight.
Thanks. And so, if you ever need any advice or strategy on what to do with your EMP when the boardroom prints, or what portion of ESHARES to have in the boardroom based on how much you have in your in your farm and all that stuff, like there's so many people in the group who are just dying to help you and will probably compete with who can help you first, and like there's so many like insanely wise people in this group that like I just like look up to so much, who are just so smart, and they will help you and give you golden strategy, and just ask, so
Absolutely. Yep. I know everybody's willing and able. Again, shout out to one that I just saw pop up that literally had the more engagement in the community than our Rose bot, Stinky Beans. If you're listening, brother, I know you've been putting in the work, and one of our army members, but our VIP army members, he always is going above and beyond. So just a quick shout out to Stinky Beans for always chiming in. So, all right, LA, we got a few more
yes,
questions.
he's
Yeah, yeah.
killing
I
it.
know,
Yeah,
isn't he?
Stinky
He's
Beans
amazing.
is so
Yeah,
helpful to
yeah.
everyone in the main chat. He deserves an award.
He
So next
does.
on
Yeah, he does. Go ahead. Yep.
next on deck we have Hot Llama.
Oh, nice. Halama, hopefully he's recovered from his surgery.
Hey,
Yeah, you there,
Yes.
hey,
brother? Yes. Yeah.
hey,
How
Jay.
how are you feeling, brother?
Good, man. 2 days after surgery, and I'm doing well. I'm doing my physical therapy, and
Nice.
they got me on less pain meds now than before the surgery, because I was in a lot of pain before the surgery.
Yeah, for
But
sure,
now,
brother.
amazing. Like after the surgery, I'm in so much less pain.
Killer.
And
Well, that's
detox.
amazing, man. Good deal. Did you tell the anesthesiologist to make sure they compound for you? Yeah,
Yeah,
brother. Yeah. So.
so make sure
Yeah.
they had me out, but I think they got my compound in, so I was
Yeah.
good.
Perfect, brother. So yeah, man. What's
Yeah,
up? You any questions, or you just here to again? I'm
yeah.
happy to hear it went well.
I
So
just
yeah.
I just want to just give you a 30-second review of what I've been doing, and just
Please.
get your thoughts on
Yes,
it. Like,
brother.
so,
Please.
like when I started, I read an article on Medium. I talked about this a couple of days ago. Bull answered some questions on it, but read an article say, hey, dump a bunch of eShare in here, and it's like 5,800%, some crazy thing. So I went in and I looked around. I went to the academy and kind of get a little sense of more of how the whole ecosystem works. And I did put a bunch in eShare in the boardroom, and then I realized, hey, let me balance that out and put some in the farms, which I did. For a while I've been, but I didn't get into the detonator right away. What I've been doing is with my eShare, this how I'm kind of earning EMP, and then I'm taking that EMP and I'm zapping it into the detonator. So that's like I have put some capital in the detonator, of course, and put some capital into a bond when we were under PEG, and then pull that back out. And I've been putting a lot of that into the detonator. But that's kind of like the rhythm I'm in. I'm like earning EMP, zapping that into the detonator, earning eShares on my farms, and sort of pulling some of that out. Like maybe every third or fourth day, I pull something out for just a little bit of profit. And sorry, I don't know why she's yelling at me to get up my ass up and walk. I'm supposed to be walking. But then I put a little bit into some of the Autovault. So I'm just like playing around, and everything's earning, so which is great. But I'm wondering, like, one of the questions I had is about taking profits. So like what I've been doing is taking eShares and swapping them out for BNB and just throwing them in my Binance wallet, just so I won't touch them in my MetaMask. So and pull them in by accident. I want to keep them separate. So just that's how I've been doing it. And any thoughts on that, or any other things I could be doing to play around?
Yeah, so yeah, absolutely, brother. So and get your ass up and walk while I'm giving you more than
I
advice
know.
here. Yeah, no
Oh,
doubt,
she
brother.
doesn't
Yeah.
know I was walking when she was
Yeah.
outside. She doesn't know.
Yeah. She wants to help. She's only trying to help. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, brother. I think that again, from what you just said, everything sounds pretty solid. The only thing I would say is when you're taking the boardroom EMP and zapping that into detonator, any zap of EMP directly is still considered half a sell on EMP. So again, that's better than
Gotcha.
dumping the EMP. It's better than 99% of the things you can do. But again,
Right.
I think maybe a better solution would be, rather than zapping into Detonator, zap into the farm, so that you can start building your farm position and earning ESHARES. Because ultimately, what you want to have happen is you want your ratio to be perfectly balanced, to where however many, say you're able to earn $100 worth of EMP every day out of the boardroom, again, just for round numbers. You want to
Yeah.
be able to have your farms producing $100 worth of eShare every day, because then you can sell that eShare for actual Ethereum, and then pair that up with the boardroom EMP, and now you've created LP, and built your position without any sell pressure at all. So
Without selling my EMP for ETH. Yeah. Yeah.
exactly, or having to zap the EMP directly. So yeah, I mean, other than that, it sounds like everything you're doing is great. I love the idea of, when you do take profit from Detonator, just keep it as LP, and move it into an Autovault, or again, use that to build back your farms. So yeah, I mean, I think you're really close. It's just about being able to um, get your ratio correct on your actual eShare. And then, yeah, I love your idea of profiting in shares and then moving it to BNB, so that you're not getting them mixed up. I would just say, I would maybe even move a portion of that BNB or whatever into a stable coin. And then when we're below peg, or when we're getting close to peg, you can use that capital again as fresh capital to buy EMP at a lower price. So again, the idea is that you take more profit when things are pumping, so that you have some powder on the side, to get, not only get a good deal on EMP, but it will also help us, maintain peg very heavily if there's a lot of fresh capital ready to pounce when the peg drops. So does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And I think, Bull, you might have said something about last time we talked about taking some of that profit. And because I asked about, should I put some in stablecoin? And, like BNB's just kind of come up a little bit, but yeah, it'd be a good idea to take some of that, just put it in a stablecoin if we do go back down close to below peg, right? So,
For sure.
yeah, makes sense. And now that the narcotics are wearing off, it's all starting to make a little bit more sense.
Yeah, man. No doubt, brother. But yeah, no, I mean, I like to hear that you're in parts of the entire ecosystem. I mean, that really helps. I think, a lot of people get hyper focused on, just Detonator or just nodes, and that can really hurt you in the long run. Again, from an earning potential, farms are really where you want the majority of your investment to be in. Again, not financial advice. I'm just based on what I'm doing in my own bags. So there you go. But yeah, absolutely, brother. Great questions.
Yeah. Well, thanks, AJ, and thanks to the community. Love you guys. You guys are all great. So I appreciate it.
All right, love you too, brother. Glad you're feeling better, and that hip is gonna be back in action in no time. And you got, sounds like a good wife, cracking the whip over there. Yeah, I
She
love it.
is.
So,
She
all
is.
right, awesome, man. Yeah, and please feel
All right,
free,
guys.
yeah,
Thank
feel free to reach
you.
out for any additional help. I know Bull has been working with you one on one. So yeah, absolutely, brother. All right, take it easy.
AJ?
Yeah, Charlie, you're right, my friend.
Yeah, I just want to add, not necessary for Oklahoma, but I talked to someone who said that when the boardroom is printing, is producing too much EMP compared to the eShare is producing every day. So obviously, I told him about being maybe a little bit more balanced on the farm side, so selling a little bit of eShare for EMP ETH, or maybe you're selling a little bit of eShare for eShare BNB. So that way reduce the production of the boardroom from himself, and he has more eShare from the farms. But even though if he said he liked to produce more EMP and stuff, and I'm like, okay, no problem. So keep in mind that maybe when we go below peg or Zen zone, because we saw that, even though we didn't go too long, 1 week. But if we go below peg 1 week, you have 1 week to where you're going to produce eShare, not produce any EMP if you're not in nodes. And then in this week, you're going to have time to LP your eShare with your EMP while we don't have any more EMP. So the guy wanted to put his EMP back to work as soon as possible, and that's why he's zapping them. And I'm telling him to just chill, take your EMP from the boardroom, let them in the boardroom, or keep them in your wallet. And I know that when we are above peg, you're producing too much EMP, but when we go below peg, you won't produce any EMP. So that's why I'm telling him to just leave your EMP, create your eShare Ethereum EMP LP when we are below peg, and you're gonna see your wallet reduce in EMP. And yeah, like you said, if you want to rebalance, maybe zap a little bit of EMP for EMP ETH. And at one point, the 80-20, people gonna realize that it's really the way. And Joe has a math calculation where he can tell you how much you need in LP to have a ratio of 101, 1 for 1 on eShare EMP. But it's approximative, and because the APR in boardroom and the APR in farms and stuff. But really, guys, for everybody who's listening in Oklahoma, if you can have the 80-20, 80 farm, 20 boardroom on your portfolio, except Detonator, it's in nodes, because we are really talking about farms and boardroom. If you have the 80-20, honestly, you shouldn't have much EMP left from the boardroom, even if the boardroom is really hot.
Perfect. Yep, great analysis, Charlie. And yeah, again, I know Joe has an awesome spreadsheet. Like you mentioned, feel free to reach out to him to get that exact ratio amount. So yeah, awesome, brother. I appreciate that input.
While he's still there, I'm just going to have you guys kind of riff on this thing that's just coming through the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
he didn't really.
Yeah, I was reading that
really,
a little bit. Go ahead, Ella. Yep.
Okay, if you read it, you go for it.
Yeah, so yeah, I know somebody said that they're a bit scared of EMP. So I'm assuming they're scared of, the volatility, or, I guess backing of EMP. But again, I mean, the only reason you would be scared of EMP is if you're scared of actual Ethereum. I mean, yes, there's risk, that we would become depegged, and the EMP would go lower, than ETH, and that value. But the idea is that you want to use EMP as a utility token, and you even answer your own question, like in the questions where you said you'd rather be earning eShare or have eShare. Well, again, I don't know why eShare is more attractive to you than EMP, other than the dollar per token. But again, that's also kind of a skewed viewpoint. Just because something is more expensive doesn't necessarily mean it's a better value. But again, like I said, you answered your own question, meaning if you want to earn more eShare, that's great. I love it. We all want to earn more eShare. Well, the only way to earn more eShare is by going into more EMP ETH LP. So again, you can't have one without the other. But there's $17 million of liquidity in EMP ETH LP. And again, that's user-owned liquidity. So the platform, it's not like we can just that rug pull. I mean, even if we wanted to, which again we don't, but we don't own that liquidity. So it's all of you that are providing that liquidity. So literally everybody in the whole protocol would have to pull that at one point for you not to be able to again cash out or whatever. So it's a lot more safe than it appears. Again, there's always risk of a run on the bank or a depegging, but we have a ton of liquidity to help prevent that, and the Treasury is always there to initiate buybacks if we do go below peg. But I mean, we saw the worst bleed out in crypto history, and within the last 3 years or 2 years. With the Mother's Day Massacre, as Bull coined it, and if that didn't bring us more than 0.95 or 0.94 below peg, I mean that is a really bullish sign, as far as I'm concerned, on EMP holding its value. So yeah, does that help, LA? You want to add to that? Anything to that? Yeah.
He's saying what he meant was he doesn't have funds to buy more Ethereum to pair.
Okay, well, yeah, that's okay. And yeah, I mean that is an issue, but that means that you're heavily weighted in the wrong thing. So if you were had 80% of your initial investment in the farms, then that wouldn't be an issue for you. So again, that's why we say start in the farms. EMP LP is always the number one priority, because then you're earning shares, and then you sell those shares to have the fresh capital. So yeah, does that answer, LA? You want to add to that? I'm sorry, I feel like I was ranting a little bit, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just if sorry if you hear panting, my dog's terrified of the thunder.
No.
If if you guys watch the Academy, it's going to break that all down for you. But if you have watched it and you still don't understand, definitely come into the Telegram or Discord group and just say, I've watched the videos about how to allocate the funds in the farms to, sell the right amounts of eShare for Ethereum, and I still don't get it. Can someone help me one-on-one? And definitely someone will take you aside and help you figure it all out. I promise you. But the first step is always the Academy, because most likely you will have a much better understanding after you've watched that, so that even if someone does help you afterwards, you'll know what they're talking about when they do help you.
For sure. And Mark, I don't mean to come across as like abrasive, brother. I appreciate your questions. And yeah, I mean we're happy to help. I just again I think that being afraid of EMP is like not really I think you need to ask yourself what you mean by that. Like in other words, again, if you want to earn, I get it, we all want to earn. The only way to earn is through EMP. So I think you just kind of maybe need to understand the ecosystem a little bit better, and then you'll have that light bulb moment. Because it happens to a lot of us. I mean, I know, not me particularly because I've been around and learned, but in the beginning when I was part of Tomb, and seniors protocols of the past, we all get to be eShare maxis. We see that APR, we we FOMO in, and now we're dumping the native asset and buying more EMP. I mean, more share token. But really, when you flip it on its head and you start in the farms, by earning eShare, like when you fully understand that and wrap your head around it, it's like a aha moment, or a epiphany of really how the system is meant to operate, and it's a lot less risk to you. Again, it sounds like you're pretty risk averse. Um, if you're scared of EMP, you sound like you want to be a conservative investor, which is great. But being all in on eShare is a way more high risk than EMP ETH LP. So yeah, brother, I hope that helps, and we've been more than happy to do a one-on-one with you for sure. So, Bull, are you there? You want to add to that? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
if I could, excuse me, LA. I'll just be really quick on that. right? It was the question was from Mark. I think it's just a matter of perspective that and please correct me if I'm wrong too, Mark. Like if you've been around longer than a week or a few days or whatever it might be, but because this protocol has been so successful at maintaining and holding peg especially when the market, is really scary for everybody. A lot of people have a sort of a skewed perspective that it's best to jump into eShares and EMP. Well, why would I do that? I should jump into eShares because I can earn more. But it's because the perspective is skewed. When you come in and you walk into the party and everything is great and the earnings are really high and we the last peg wave we had, we hit a high of 3,100 and it was sustained for quite some time up in the 2000s. And so I think a lot of people just watching charts came in and their perspective was skewed, thinking, oh, well, there's no reason to go into EMP because E-shares are just going to keep going up and up and up and up. And the reality is and I don't want to always have to be the dad in the room or the buzzkill, but those things do come down. And unfortunately, we do see people end up getting hurt by the decision to jump into just eShare, thinking like it's just going to go up and up and up. And when that happens, those people end up disappointed because the value of their investment gets vaporized, and then they leave the platform, and then they feel discouraged. And the way to avoid that is to jump into the EMP ETH LP farm because it's the safest. It drives the system. It has a really high upside. The entry point right now is incredibly low. I believe that the highest we've ever seen the LP was 115 because ETH was $3,400 or $3,500 at one point. And when ETH does start to do its run, everybody that's not in LP or didn't take advantage of the opportunity to get into LP and they were chasing eShares is going to be a little bit remorseful for not putting themselves in EMP ETH, especially when it was cheap and the ability to farm eShare at no risk. And actually what I would almost call negative risk, being that EMP is pegged to ETH and ETH just has such a tremendous upside. The LP is half the price that it was a month ago, 2 months ago. Like everything is just telling you, or telling me at the very least, that my car doors are just opening and closing because we finally just made it back home. But the point is that to get into a risk, I don't want to say a risk-free investment, but something that is really reduced in price but drives the system, allows you to farm eShare with very little risk, but in an incredibly high upside, which is typically referred to as an asymmetric investment. If we look at those things, I mean, like everything is screaming at people right now to invest in EMP ETH LP because the upside is just tremendously high. And I think I'm ranting a little bit, but hopefully that is somewhat helpful.
Yeah, absolutely, Bill. I agree. And yeah, I think Mark, I get where he's coming from. I think it's just a matter of just learning how the ecosystem works a little bit better, and I think it will kind of, reduce that suspicion or hesitation of going EMP LP before anything else. So, yeah. Was there anything else he added, LA? I'm sorry, I'm not back over on Discord.
That's it. No. He says, thanks, Bull. I have a much better understanding now. Thank you all so much.
Yeah,
He'll
absolutely,
use
brother.
eShare. He'll use eShare to zap into the detonator, he says.
Yeah, that's another awesome
Cool.
strategy. Yeah, all right, awesome, Mark. Yeah, man. And again, I mean, I would treat eShare as, your disposable income. So, as if you're zapping with eShare, then that's not a sell on EMP. So, yeah, that's another great idea is use that eShare to build your positions in Detonator as well. So, yeah, all right, awesome, man. Well, appreciate you chiming in. Again, that's good. Even we are getting engagement on YouTube. It's working. I love it. So, all right, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, go ahead,
So
LA. Yeah.
we have two people up on deck, but before we do that, let's hop into one more of the Discord questions. So, can you identify the risks concerning the protocol and have a risk management plan which drives the development of new projects?
So yeah, I mean we address risks pretty much daily. I mean, really, there we've done everything we can to mitigate a lot of the risks. Again, I mean, just a few off the top of my head. You can go back and listen to past AMAs. But we forked out the original exploits that were in the Tomb code and a lot of other seigniorage protocols that utilize a tax system. Um, so we got rid of that completely. That was a big vector of attack in the beginning for a lot of these protocols. We have superior economics as a whole. Again, we have a much lower supply of eShare, which gives us a lot more flexibility, through emissions. We have a competent developer that, again, and a competent team of crypto veterans that know, how these exploits happen, and we're developing our own code, not relying on others to do it for us. We don't hire Fiverr devs and all this other shit that you see, all these other projects do. And we take everything really seriously. I mean, I'm doxxed. I show my face. People know my name. We're not going anywhere. So yeah, I mean, we definitely take the security of the protocol seriously. Um, I mean, I don't know what you would want to see from like a risk management layout. I would be happy to put that together if you guys think that would be helpful. But we have been audited by RegDoc and OXGuard. We are planning on another major audit. We've been in talks with some of the larger auditing companies, but unfortunately, under the current landscape, audits don't have the same weight that they used to. So again, if you are an audit company or have a connection with Paladin or one of the big guys, um, have reach out to me. We'd love to put it together, but we want to have an audit with an actual partner that we can get behind and that they can get behind us because again, I think 100 grand for an audit, which is what they cost. That's a substantial amount of money. That money can be used for EMP buybacks and other ways to help the protocol. So we just got to prioritize, what the community wants. So if you guys say, uh, we would spend 100 grand tomorrow, we want to audit, we want to go through everything, then we would definitely take that into consideration. But for right now, we're just trying to focus on scaling. And again, we've proven everything we say through transparency of our own and not had to rely on an audit. So again, I think that there's a lot of variables at play. But yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions specifically about security if that didn't go through it. I know we've had another member that messages me literally every day about security. Again, I mean, this is crypto. Like, you have to be able to kind of, take that under your own what's the right word here? In other words, you have to accept some responsibility on your own and learn how to best protect yourself. I mean, we're here to help for sure, but we can't hold everybody's hand. I know there was some people that wanted us to do 2FA authentication on the website. I mean, that's really not really it's not something we can do because then we would have a database with everybody's information, and we're that's really outside the scope of what we're looking to do. It goes against the decentralized nature of crypto. So if you're looking for a 2FA authentication, that really is not something we're gonna do. And again, I mean, you just have to learn best practices. I think the number one piece of advice I can give you from a security standpoint is using a hardware wallet. So a Trezor or a Ledger, they're worth every penny to have that. And again, I mean, if somebody DMs to you out of the blue, 99 out of 100 times it's a scam, and don't do anything that will put yourself at risk. So unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, that's all part of what goes along with crypto. I mean, you're in charge of your own keys, and that's just the way it is. So yeah, LA. Sorry, did I answer that, or kind of again? I feel like I went off on a
Totally,
tangent.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like that's something that gets asked pretty frequently. So I feel like you're gonna probably go over it again this week at some point. So I think you did a good job tonight.
All right, for sure. Yeah, and if anybody has any more questions about security that are a little more specific, I'm happy to dive into that for sure.
So Thaddeus Prime wanted to know some alpha on this Dygycon 9
Yeah.
event.
Oh, awesome. So yeah, right on, Thaddeus. Again, I was gonna bring it up tomorrow, but I'm glad he brought it up now. So we are gonna be at Dygycon 9. I just confirmed that yesterday. That was some alpha I meant to drop earlier. I was gonna do it tomorrow, but Thaddeus beat me to it. So yeah, we have an amazing relationship with Splinterlands. They're a play to earn game on the Hive blockchain. I happen to be an original whale of the platform, and we love them. It's an incredible ecosystem. They are light years ahead of any other play to earn system out there. Again, I could do a whole sponsored ad on Splinterlands right now, but they're incredible. I mean, you think Axie Infinity was a play to earn game? That their ecosystem is, like I said, leaps and bounds ahead of any other play to earn system. It's similar to like a Hearthstone or a Magic the Gathering, where you collect cards, you battle with those cards, and you're able to earn. So, anyway, we have a lot more future announcements in regards to Splinterlands, but one of those major things is Dygycon. So, they put together a digital conference with a lot of cross-chain other play-to-earn games, and other DeFi projects, and basically just an online virtual crypto conference. So we will have a booth there, and I will be doing an AMA with their group on that Sunday. So I'll give the exact dates and times, and we'll do a big push for all of that. But definitely try to get involved with that ecosystem. Again, Splinterlands is another incredible community. One of the founders, his name is Matt. We're really good friends. Him and Agrode, and they were really the first crypto project to put community above profits. And I learned a lot from them when we wanted to build, EMP, because the community is really where the value comes from. So if you like this community, you would also really enjoy the Hive community and Splinterland. So yeah, all right, awesome question. Thanks, Thaddeus. There you go. There's some alpha for you. So yeah, we love Splinterlands, and we will definitely have a lot more to come with them as well.
That's exciting.
For sure.
We have Prodigion up next.
All right, go ahead,
what's
Pro.
up?
How are you, brother?
I'm doing all right. So I just wanted to bring it up. It was kind of talked about earlier, but I think one of the best strategies, like even for me, like I'm not like a big fish or anything. I don't have a whole ton of capital, right? But keeping a fresh bag of ETH in my wallet, it has really skyrocketed my LP positions, because my ESHARES go straight to the boardroom, and the EMP printed from the boardroom or from the nodes, just pair that with the ETH, and you're like, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but like it literally just puts it on a jump pad pretty much. Like, my main mission is to build my LP position, and that in itself, I think, is the fastest way to do that. So I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, bro, that's an amazing point, brother. And again, thanks for all your hard work, bro. You've been a newcomer to the ecosystem, but you've been killing it, man. I appreciate all your help over on Discord. And yeah, what Pro has just said is another incredible concept when you really wrap your head around it. So again, say you have $100 worth of EMP. If you go ahead and zap that, that's only $50 worth of ETH and $50 worth of EMP going into the ecosystem. Well, if you brought over new capital and you paired that, so now you have $100 worth of ETH and $100 worth of EMP, because you have you're using all that EMP, rather than having to sell half to go into the LP itself. You're literally doing a 4x on dollar value of the LP, of what you're able to actually farm with. Again, I mean, it's a double, so 100 to 200, but 4x meaning of what you're actually, if you had 50 ETH and 50 EMP by selling half. So yeah, I mean that's a great point, Pro, and I think a lot of people don't understand what you just said, and once you finally realize it, like you said, it skyrockets, or it launch pads your earnings, right, brother?
Right, right, and there's more that can go into it. Like, for example, say you don't have any nodes, right? Well, now you can take, like, if you keep a fresh bag of ETH, like, I know, like I said, it sounds counterintuitive, but just leave like $20 to $50 of ETH. I mean, if you have a small bag, you're not producing a whole lot anyways, so just leave a little bit in there, and when you do your ESHARES, you can just either sell it, throw it to the boardroom, or sell it for EMP and just stack EMP until you can get a node. And then once you start getting nodes, it doesn't matter if we're printing or not. And if you have a bag of ETH, you're always making LP 24/7, printing or not. So that's just what that's just how I'm looking at it.
Yep, no doubt. I mean, there's always ways to play it. Again, nodes can be really powerful, but if you're starting at nodes, then you're setting yourself up, as at a disadvantage, because now the only way for you to win is to dump it. So that's why, again, Pro is saying have a fresh bag on the side to pair. I mean, that really is the best thing you can do with the protocol. I know, it may not be realistic for a lot of you to have a fresh continue to bring in fresh capital, but that is like you said, a fast track to again making the most gains possible is utilizing the EMP you're earning with 100% fresh capital. So that would be the number one thing, and then the number two thing is again to farm ESHARES, so that it's producing your fresh capital, but that you again don't have to bring over new funds every time. And then the third thing would be zapping EMP. Again, that is still considered selling EMP, so it's not the end of the world, as long as you're going into LP. And then the absolute worst thing you can do is just flat out sell EMP, or sell EMP for more shares. I know a lot of people are tempted by that, but you're really handcuffing yourself by dumping EMP to buy more shares, because as soon as we go below peg, and again, no matter how bullish we are, going below peg is gonna happen again, at some point. So when that does happen, now your eShare value tanks, and you are way behind from an earning potential, because now you're all in on eShare. So again, everything we say, there's no ulterior motives. We're not trying to and have any smoke and mirrors. Literally, what we're saying is for the best way for everybody to win and to profit the most, and it also happens to be the best thing for the protocol. So again, please understand what we're trying to say. So, all right, awesome, pro. Thanks, man. Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I will say, I got two more little. I'll make it quick though. First thing, that strategy in itself exposes you to less risk overall because you're not exposing yourself to relying on to the boardroom like AJ was saying. But the other topic was the Twitter army. So like, if you are on Twitter or if you're not on Twitter, if you hate Twitter, just make a Twitter and you know, if you see content being posted in the Telegram or on Discord, just try to get it out there and support our YouTube creators, and you know, all that stuff really goes a long way over time. So that's all I got, guys.
All right, brother. Awesome. You convinced me, bro. I do not have a personal Twitter account, but I think I gotta do it. So if I can do it, all you guys can do it. So over this week, I'll create a personal Twitter, and you guys can help make me Twitter famous. How about that? So all right, yeah.
These guys got
yeah.
me to get a Twitter yesterday.
Oh, you
They
did it too,
convinced
LA?
me.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're on now?
yesterday I got one. Yep.
All right, dope. So yeah,
It's awesome.
we're all Twitter converts over here. Oh, that is hilarious. So
I'm the only
I mean,
person that you'll find with a pink EMP logo on their Twitter.
now you're talking. Hell yeah. Represent. Perfect.
I honestly hated Twitter whenever I first started using it, but you know, you can filter out all the bad stuff, and you know, just I personally learned to like it over time, but it may not be for everyone, but you know, just something to look at.
All right, for sure, bro. No, you convinced me, man. Again, if it's good for the community, I'll do whatever it takes. So, all right, Twitter incoming. Give me a few days, but there you go, guys. So yeah, everybody create a Twitter, and like Pro said, make sure. Again, I know Jesse's usually here to give us some DeFi dinner time, and shout out all the creators. So yeah, if you're a content creator or you see a content creator that covers EMP, please make sure you give them a lot of love, like, comment, and subscribe in their channels. Again, whether it's YouTube or Twitter or other Medium articles or Reddit articles, make sure that we're showing up in the comments because that is really really powerful. Again, from an SEO standpoint as well as a adoption standpoint. So, all right, LA, we got more. I got time for like one or two more. I want to go a little bit late today because I'm not sure if I'm going to make it tomorrow. I'm going to really try, but yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah. Just one more thing to mention on that. I learned a couple days ago also that if you have a Gmail account, you just like can automatically log into Reddit from it. So I was able to just log into Reddit from my same account that I log into the YouTube from to go onto these EMP live streams and stuff and just upvote all of our EMP stuff. And
Killer.
you can't like you can't really like comment on everything because it only lets you leave one comment every 9 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Learned that one the hard way, but you can kind of upvote everything, so that's pretty good. So you don't have to like sign up for an account. It doesn't take long. You just log in with your Gmail, so that's cool. Okay, so we have a couple more questions. Paulus wanted to know, for Detonator, the multiplier, would it apply to only deposits or compounds also?
Yeah, so we have the ability to do both. So when we design the multiplier in the contracts, we want it to have as much flexibility as we can. Again, the idea is that we want to probably, even though we have the capability of applying it to both, it has a lot more impact on new deposits. Because again, the idea is to incentivize. The whole point of the multiplier is to incentivize people to deposit. If we're doing it on both, then on deposits and compounds, then the only person getting diluted are the claimers, which also is not necessarily a bad thing. So yeah, we have the ability to apply it to both, but the short answer is it will most likely only apply to new deposits. to again help us grow the pool balance again. And if you're compounding even without the multiplier, you're still able to maintain your share, relatively speaking. Because again, I mean, we're the multiplier would be a very small amount. It's not like you're getting, $100 deposit doesn't get credit for $200. I mean, you're talking like maybe a $5 bonus, $10 bonus at the most. It could be even less. So yeah, again, there's still a lot of variables, but that's the beauty of the multiplier. I mean, a lot of people have done the multiplier in other contracts, and it's diluted everybody all along. So we're still way ahead of the game in that respect. So yeah, does that help, LA?
Yeah, for sure. And then we have one more. I'm sorry if I'm saying this wrong. Muhafa wanted to know, can we get a pool where we can time lock EMP and get rewards from another protocol in the future?
Yeah, so I mentioned that a little bit earlier when somebody was commenting on the single staking pool that rewards eShare. So yeah, I mean that is definitely something that we're talking about. Excuse me. Another option was like an EMP savings account. That for those of you that are trying to save up to buy a larger node, rather than just having that EMP sit in your wallet, we talked about maybe prioritizing um, some sort of lockup on that EMP that would give you a yield, even though it'd be a really tiny yield, it would be better than zero, and it would help you not be tempted to dump your EMP while you're trying to save for a larger node. So both of those contracts, again, are what we're working on. We have about 7 things that we, again, work on in the background. It's just a matter of priorities. So we got to do what matters most first. And right now, that's getting the new UI up. So until the new UI is live, that's our number one priority from a development standpoint at the moment. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of really unique ideas that I think you guys will be really excited for. Um, that fit in with the mission of what we built and what we will continue to build. So yeah, great question.
Nice. The last one is on Discord from El Rosso, and it's more of just like a suggestion than a question. And it's to finish the AMAs with a DeFi security tip to protect and educate our amazing community from bad actors and bots.
All right, there you go. Yeah, I'll work on that. I'll get a list of some tips we can give at the very end. I mean, off the top of my head right now, the number one tip from a security standpoint is a hardware wallet, like I said earlier. So, take the time to buy a Trezor or a Ledger, um, and start implementing that. Again, make sure you're getting it from the actual website. Don't buy it on eBay because sometimes people, import the seed phrase and then resell it, and now they have the seed phrase. So yeah, you gotta make sure you get it from the manufacturer. But yeah, that would be my number one tip for today. And yeah, I'll work on that, putting together some tips. I know Lunas, our other team member, um, he does an AMA during the days, and he's really good at security tips from a user perspective. So feel free to ask him as well. So, all right, cool.
I personally have something I'd love for you to go over before
Yeah,
we end,
please.
if you still have time. So I was having a conversation with Randy earlier, and it just kind of made me think of a couple of things I wanted you to go over. But in regards to the Magik vaults, obviously they're our newest partner, and I think that people are just a lot more comfortable with Yieldwolf and Beefy just because we've been partnered with them for longer and because their platforms have been around for longer.
For
Now,
sure.
Yieldwolf in particular, our farms actually make up most of their TVL.
Yeah, you're right. I was looking at it yesterday, LA. Yeah, I think their total
Yeah,
TVL is
and
like 10 million, and our vaults are like 4 million of that. It's just crazy. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so and and Magic's APYs are on par or even a little bit better than Yieldwolf. And so I think a big reason why people are hesitant to, or some people are hesitant to bring some of their LP over to Magic is because they're just not super clear on the security part of it yet. And so I think it would help for them to hear
For sure.
why you feel safe putting your personal funds in there. But just from a TVL perspective, whether we have EMP's 3 million in Yieldwolf or in Magic, we make up the majority of the TVL on either platform that we decide to put into. So from a TVL perspective alone, it's not any more safe if we move a big chunk over, right?
Exactly. No, for sure. That's a great point, LA. And again, I mean, I always preach, diversification and, no matter what, there's always third-party risk. Even if it was a vault that we did on our own, the risk is just, it's always there. Now, again, what I said earlier, the idea is that we do everything we can to mitigate the risk. And yeah, like LA said, I mean, the code that they use to fork it was the Beefy code. Again, Beefy has been impenetrable. They have, $1 billion or more now worth of assets. And to my knowledge, they've never had a problem. If it was an exploit, it was an exploit on the native protocols that created a problem in the vaults, but that it didn't start in the Beefy vaults themselves. So yeah, and again, I mean, we did a little bit of an internal audit on our own. The Magic team has been doxxed. The contracts are revoked as well. So again, there's a lot less. Even if they could mess with things, which they can't, but even if they could, if they're revoked, then there's literally nothing that can be done. So that's a positive from a security standpoint. And yeah, I mean, we looked at the code, everything looks solid. The seigniorage circus, they're a great group of developers that vet projects. They've had nothing but good things to say about it. So, yeah, I mean, I would love to see $1 million in the Magik Autovault. I think that we can do that as a community. I know I've moved some funds over. Um, some of the team funds are now in there. I mean, we definitely like what they're doing, and like LA said, the most incredible part about those farms is that a portion of the fees go to buying and burning EMP. No other auto vault is doing that for us, and it's not coming out of your pocket. It's coming out of their pocket. So, the fees, they're getting less fees on their end because they're using the fees to buy EMP. So it's really a win-win-win. Again, I'm never going to come on and say there is no risk because that would be irresponsible. The website can go down. It can create panic. There's a lot of things that could happen. But the actual vaults themselves are about as safe as they can possibly be. And I would love to have more, TVL over there. So yeah, I mean, if you're in Yieldwolf and you have $100 in the auto vault, I mean, just consider, diversifying. Put, 50 bucks of that, a half of whatever you have in Yieldwolf or Beefy, and put it in Magic. I mean, again, even more so, if you're comfortable, I would put a majority in Magic, at least for the short term. I mean, we can really see the power of the buying and burning, the larger the TVL gets in that pool. So yeah, does that help, LA? You want to add to that? Go ahead.
I just have a further question. I'm not sure if you can answer this or you want Matthew to hop on, but do you know how much of a TVL we would need in there for it to make like a significant difference on our peg?
So that's a really good question. I was trying to do the math in my head earlier today, but I don't know if Machu's on. I don't even know if he can answer that. Even though he's a math magician, I don't know if he's available. But yeah, I mean, my gut says that we are already kind of seeing it, even now. Again, if there is not a lot of buying volume, um, not a lot of buying and selling volume, you still see our peg slowly creep up. Um, and those are the auto vaults doing their magic. So again, that's all the auto vaults combined. So it'd be kind of difficult to determine what Yieldwolf is. I'm sorry, what magic is specifically. Um, but we may be able to track. I'm just thinking out loud here. We can probably track um, the amount of EMP that they're burning every day. That would be a really fun metric to see. So yeah, let me get with Owen about that and see. Do you know off the top of your head, Bull, how much EMP they burn every day? That's a good idea.
I don't, but yeah, I can write that down and get that addressed too. But I imagine it has something to do with each vault being an independent variable and in relation to TVL. But I don't think it would be that complex of a calculation, and it's just a matter of it being dynamic. So
For
or the
sure.
formula
And
would be accounting for it being dynamic.
one other thing, guys, to just think of, when the boardroom stops printing and say EMP goes on a lower dollar value, they're still doing that 2.25% of buying and burning. So we get a nice little boost on their end because they don't stop doing that buying and burning, uh, even when our protocol has its ups and downs. So it works with us in both directions, which is pretty nice.
That's right, and it should be highlighted too that all the vaults have different burn mechanics, which adds a bit of diversity to protecting peg instead of all the vaults having the exact same function. So very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are awesome points. And yeah, to piggyback on what Joe said, I mean, the buy and burn function is even more exponentially powerful when we're below peg, because it helps to get us back to peg, and they're actually able to buy and burn more EMP based on dollar value, because EMP is cheaper. So yeah, that's really important to consider. So yeah, awesome, no doubt. And again, they're great guys. I mean, Magic. Again, Owen is the kind of the captain, so to speak, like me, I guess. And then they have a whole dev team as well. That's a little bit more behind the scenes. But they're all, I mean, they're docs. They're doing it right, and it's not going to be the last that you've seen with Magic. Again, I know I mentioned Grape earlier. We're becoming really good friends with them, and we're becoming really good friends with Magic. And there's some really exciting stuff. Again, not to give away too much alpha, but that was another hour-long conversation I had today with the Magic team on some really exciting stuff. So yeah, we're again, I want to partner with projects that are competent, and that again, the ones that support us are the ones that we should support most. So again, just want to put that out there. But yeah, much more alpha in the works.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
we want to do our best to do what Matthew had said on that call. I don't know if it was earlier this week, like creating that baseline of 1.03 and not going below it. And
Yes.
we've been teetering just below it, kind of ever since. And it's an exciting place to be, but also kind of a scary place to be, 1.02, because it's exciting that we're printing again, and we have been for quite a few days now. And it feels like, yeah, we're getting back on track. This is awesome. But it also feels like, oh shit, like it's pretty easy to go back into a Zen phase, So if we can set ourselves up to be this impenetrable force with just like stacking up the LPs in that vault, it's going to help us stay stable like so much easier. So
Yep, absolutely.
I would.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
AJ.
no, go ahead, Bull.
Uh,
Yeah,
okay, bro. Sorry. Um, just one thing to point out, because I love to point it out, when eShare has an elevated price and the LP has a decreased price, your buying power into the LP is much greater. So please take advantage of the heightened price of eShares. Take profit. You could buy EMP with that, or EMP and ETH, and drive the peg up with that increased profit, or that with the price appreciation that you've seen on eShares. Because if you had your farms in balance when it was at 1,200, that means you're out of balance, by roughly 30%. And so you have flexibility in your ability to actually buy EMP with that increased price appreciation that you have from eShares. So you can use that and drive the peg up, which in turn will encourage the price of the eShare to be higher, which then in turn will also increase the APR in the boardroom.
Yes, absolutely, Bull. And again, I know that concept Bull just said, again, is one of the most important things you can learn. I know LA timestamped Machu's breakdown of that in an AMA about 3 or 4 AMAs ago. I'll try to find the link to that specific AMA. But once you realize that that is how the system works, and again, I know I mentioned earlier in this AMA, I get messages all the time. It's like, where does the APRs come from? Like, how are you guys able to offer such crazy, APRs? It must be a scam, or it must be, smoke and mirrors. Like, no, it's the fact that the eShare token has such inherent value based on the boardroom prints, that it will always have that value, based on the math alone, and the higher confidence in the protocol through our peg, the higher the eShare price goes. And, we could see a crazy high eShare price if we can just flatten out and maintain confidence. I mean, the sky is the limit. So, all right, awesome. LA, anything else in regards to that? You want me to go over more? I know you said you had one or two more questions of your own. Yeah, I'm happy to. Yeah.
No, I think you got it all, and I don't see any more questions in Discord. Let's check. I don't think there's any more in Telegram either.
Yeah, I've been looking through Telegram and YouTube while you were on Discord. So yeah, I think we're good. I know somebody said, I did see one last question. I know Charlie was helping them. But basically, and I don't remember the exact question, but the gist was, if I have too much, if I have too little of amount to deposit into Detonator, that when I compound, the gas fees are more than what I deposit. So yeah, I mean that's why you got to be careful. Of again, depending on the size of your bag, Detonator might not be the best choice immediately. Farming would be better to start. But that being said, even if you did go into Detonator with a really small bag and you're actually losing money by compounding because of gas, you're actually able to out compound those that position. So you may be losing, for the first few weeks of compounding, but if you're compounding every single day, and again, you may lose in gas to begin with, but eventually you're going to catch up, and now you're able to actually compound in Detonator, and be in the green, based on, just pushing through those gas fees. So that's really powerful. I mean, again, it shows the power of compound interest, that you could start with a very small bag in Detonator, and as long as you continue to compound, um, you'll eventually make up all of those fees that you get with the high gas. So yeah.
Yeah, she or he got unlucky too because he had $2 of fees, and we have like 40, 50 cents, but he just got unlucky, I guess,
Yeah,
today.
unlucky too. Yeah, that's a bummer. Again, if you're compounding towards the end when the traffic is high, or even even during the day, sometimes the Binance Smart Chain gets congested with other protocols. Sometimes it's just the luck of the draw. The average gas price has been, like Charlie said, 20 to 70 cents. But sometimes you get hit with the $2 gas fees. Which again, I mean, at least we're not on mainnet Ethereum. It's been a lot better lately, but I know, I remember having to do $100 gas fee on ETH, and then the transaction failed. So you you don't experience anger until you have that happen. So we're still, again, that's why we chose Binance Smart Chain, because again, not only is it a larger market share, but the gas fees are much more manageable. So, all right, awesome. Well, yeah, LA, I think that's it then. Anything else you want to add or?
I was just going to say that video you were talking about is on May 17th, and the segment is called Machu's Golden Math Magic.
I love it. Perfect. I know you had a killer name for it. I forgot that. That was hilarious. Yeah. All right, there you go, guys. So again, if you've stayed through the whole AMA, you get a golden nugget right there. Go listen to that, and if you can understand what is said, even if you have to listen to it 2 or 3 times, you will be in such an amazing position to again profit. So not financial advice. All right, good deal. So we had
There
two.
was,
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, go
there
ahead.
was actually a second one that he did that same week that I haven't transcribed yet that was equally as good. It'll be coming up on the timestamps, like probably tomorrow too. So
Perfect. All right. Yeah, I know you've been busy as hell. I know you're trying to get it out as fast as possible, but yeah, I mean, if you guys have any extra time, I would highly recommend going to YouTube and looking through some of the old AMAs. The majority of them are time-stamped, and you could really learn some incredible info. And those videos will live on YouTube, for for the rest of time, hopefully, so that again newcomers can learn everything that we're saying. And most of that info, doesn't matter what time we are in the protocol. It's best practices no matter what. So, all right. Awesome. Well then, yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. Again, this week is gonna be a little tough for me. I'm doing a lot of business. I'm traveling a bit. I'll be back. I'll be around. My mother is staying at the house, so yeah, with her big giant shotgun. So no shenanigans. But yeah, I'm gonna be around. So I'm just saying that. So again, the AMAs might be I may still do the AMAs, but I'm not sure if they're going to be right around the time of the rollover. Bull and I may do like questions and an abbreviated AMA and still upload it to YouTube. But this week is going to be a little bit crazy. So I'll try to be here tomorrow. If not, I will definitely be back by the 30th. So you can count on me being here for that AMA that night at our regularly scheduled time, 8 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, just giving you all a heads up. So, and again, I mean, I know the community is more than capable. Bull in LA and Lunas, they do some AMAs during the day as well. So we'll get to your questions. We're not going anywhere. It's just going to be a little bit of scheduling this week. So, all right, that's enough about that. I just want to keep full transparency and keep you guys in the loop. I know some people get nervous when we're not doing the AMAs, but we're not going anywhere because the AMAs are a really important part of our success. And again, I love hearing from all of you. And today was a great example of that. Just people calling in the AMA just to say hi and check in. And, if we can learn something along the way, then it's all for the better. So, all right, good deal. Charlie, you want to add anything, brother? I don't know if you're unmuted, but you there? Oh, nope, he's all right. So, all right, all right, awesome. All right, guys, I appreciate you being here, and good night, good day. We'll see you tomorrow.